Hi, this is Thirendra Kumar. In this session, we will learn how to connect Java application to Oracle database. Actually, there are 7 steps to connect database in JDBC. Those are there are 7 steps. There are 7 steps to connect any Java application with database. They are first point, import the packages. Actually, a Java package is group of similar types of classes and interfaces and subpackages. Actually, import keyword is used to import built-in and user-defined packages into our Java source file. There are many built-in packages such as Java, Lang, AWT, JavaX, Swing, Net, IO, util, SQL, etc. So first point is import the packages into our source Java. Second step, load the driver and register. Load the driver and register the driver class. Third step is create connection. Third step is create the connection. Fourth point is create the statement. Fifth step is execute the query. Sixth step is process the result. And seventh and last, close the connection. Let us see one by one. Import the packages. Actually import is a keyword by which we import built-in and user-defined packages into our Java program. And second, load the driver. If you want to develop the Java application which talks to the database, we need to have JDBC driver. This is the Java application. Write the logic to connection database and JDBC code and JDBC code. This layer is also called persistence layer. Persistent layer or DO layer. Or DO layer. To connect this Java application to database, this is the database. This is the database. To connect Java application to database, we need to have JDBC driver. We need to have JDBC driver. And this JDBC driver will talk to database. So if you want to develop the Java application which talks to the database, we need to have JDBC driver. JDBC driver is an interface defined in java.sql package. Let us see the documentation. Here clearly defined JDBC interfaces driver. If you want to develop a Java application which talks to the database, we need to have JDBC driver. It is an interface defined in java.sql package. This interface handles the communications with the database. JDBC driver is a software. Actually, JDBC driver contains the code which talks to the database server. We can find the JDBC driver software into the following location. Actually, ojdbc14.jar. Actually, ojdbc14.jar is the JDBC driver. It contains the code which talks to database server. This jar file consists of class file, and this jar file is also called as JDBC driver software. ojdbc14.jar file is called as JDBC driver software. When you execute the program, you have to load ojdbc14.jar into your class path. It contains the ojdbc14.jar contains the code which talks to the database server. We can find ojdbc14.jar in the Oracle in the following path: Oracle, product, 10.2.0 db1 JDBC, and in the lib folder. See here. Oracle, product, 10.2.0 db1 JDBC, lib, and here you can see here ojdbc14.jar. Actually, there are four types of driver: JDBC ODBC bridge, native API driver, network protocol driver, thin driver. JDBC ODBC bridge. The JDBC ODBC bridge driver uses ODBC driver to connect to the database. The JDBC ODBC bridge converts JDBC method calls into the ODBC function calls. And native API driver. The native API driver uses the client-side libraries of the database. The driver converts JDBC method calls into the native calls of the database API. Actually, this driver is not written entirely in Java. Next driver is network protocol. The network protocol driver uses middleware application server that converts JDBC calls directly or indirectly into the vendor specific database. It is fully written in Java. Thin driver. The thin driver converts JDBC calls directly to the vendor specific database protocol. That's why it is known as thin driver. It is fully written in Java language. Maximum people using thin driver to execute the JDBC program. We will also use thin driver in our program. The for name method. The for name method of class is used to register the driver class. The for name method is used to register the driver class. This method is used to dynamically load the driver class. Class dot for name method is used to load the class. Class.forName method is used to load the class. When you load this class, JVM will execute a static block automatically. To work with JDBC, we have to create the object for driver class and register with driver manager. Oracle driver equal to new Oracle driver. Now Oracle driver is loaded. And this driver object should register with driver manager class. Driver manager dot register driver. Of driver. Driver manager dot register driver. This code is predefined. So you can write simply in our code only class.forName. class.forName. The class.forName method is used to load the driver class. It's used to load the driver. We can load the oracle.jdbc.driver.oracle.driver. Class.forName oracle.jdbc.driver.oracle.driver is used to load the driver. Next point is connection. Connection interface defined in java.sql package. This interface with all methods for contacting a database. Actually, connection object establish the connection between Java application and database. See here, a connection is the session. A connection is the session between Java application and database. The connection interface is a factory of statement, prepared statement, and database metadata. The connection interface provides many methods for transaction management, also like commit, rollback, etc. The getConnection method of driver manager class is used to establish the connection with the database. GetConnection method of driver manager class is used to establish the connection with the database. First point is here. First point, load the driver class. Load the driver class. Second step, create the connection. Create the connection and register with driver manager and register with driver manager. Connection equal to driver manager dot get connection. Connection equal to driver manager dot get connection of URL of database URL. Actually, getConnection method contain getConnection method hold three arguments. Actually, getConnection method hold three arguments. First one, database URL, username and password. URL, username and password. See, the URL. URL JDBC colon Oracle colon thin colon @localhost. @localhost colon 1521 colon XE username and password. Get connection method hold three parameters: URL, username and password. This is the database URL. This is the database URL. JDBC is the API. Oracle is the database. Thin is a type of driver, and @localhost. We can use IP address of the separate machine instead of localhost. I am using here localhost because I have installed Oracle database in the same machine. So I am using here @localhost, and 1521 is the port name, is the port number. 1521 is the port number, and XE is the service name, and username and password. Next, statement. A statement object sends the required SQL statement as a query and then returns a set of results. We can use the create statement method of the connection object to obtain the statement object, because we cannot create object of interface. Actually, a statement object sends the required SQL as a query to the database. Third step, create a statement. Statement equal to connection dot create statement. The statement equal to connection dot create statement. Actually, we have three interfaces to execute query, to send SQL query to the database. A statement, prepared statement, the statement, prepared statement and callable statement. prepared statement and callable statement. A statement object is used to execute a static query. A statement object is used to execute a static query. What is the meaning of static query here? The query doesn't contain any placeholder or parameters. Is called a statement. Is called a static query. Means directly executable query. Means directly executable query. Select star from imply where id is equal to 1. This query is a static query. Means this query is directly executable query. There is no any placeholder or parameter. Execute this query. See the output. So this query is directly executable query and prepared statement. The query which contain placeholder or parameter. The query which contains parameter or placeholder is called dynamic query. So prepared statement is used to execute dynamic query. The query which contain placeholder or parameter. We have a separate session of prepared statement, callable statement and result set. We will see in the coming sessions. See, select star from imply where id is equal to question mark. Mean I don't know what is the id of imply. This type of query is called dynamic query. This type of query is called dynamic query. This query contain placeholder. This query contain placeholder. So prepared statement is used to execute static and dynamic query both, and callable statement. See, this query will not execute it. This query will not execute in the SQL console. See, invalid character. Question mark is invalid character. This placeholder will understand only JDBC. Callable statement. Callable statement is used to execute procedure. We have separate session. We will see in the coming session. And now execute query. There are three methods to execute the query. Public result set execute query of a string query. It executes the given SQL statement which returns result set object. Execute query method will return result set. Next, execute update method. Actually, execute query is used to execute select query. Select query. Public int execute update of a string query. It executes the non-select query statement, which may be an insert, update, delete, alter. This type of query will execute by execute update method. Means a non-select query. Execute update method is used to execute non-select query like insert, update, delete. This type of query will execute. This type of query will executed by execute update. Actually, execute update method will return int value. Execute update method will return integer value or number of rows. Execute update method is used to execute only non-select type of query. These all three methods are very important for interview purpose. Third one is Boolean, public Boolean execute of a string query. Actually, this execute method is used for executing both select and non-select statements. Insert, update, delete, select. All the query can be executed by execute method. What will return execute method? The execute method return Boolean value. Execute method will return Boolean value. Thanks for watching this videos, and we have a separate session for practically how to execute JDBC, how to execute JDBC program, and we will see in the coming session how to retrieve data from database and how to insert, and all those things we'll see in the coming session. Thanks for watching, and I request you to please subscribe my channel to get latest update. Thanks for watching.